Dr. Sandra Lee, known all over the world as Dr. Pimple Popper, built a career that mixed real medical skill with a kind of fame nobody saw coming. She was calm, precise, and deeply caring with every patient she treated. She helped thousands of people feel confident again through procedures that changed their lives. By her mid-50s, she had it all: a thriving practice, a hit TV show, and a strong family. Then in late 2025, a sudden medical emergency while filming a new series called Everything Changed in an Instant did exactly that. It changed everything. What followed was not just a health scare, it was a wake-up call that showed the world how fragile life can be, even for someone who spent their whole career taking care of others. Her story became a powerful reminder that healers need healing too.
Sandra Lee was born in 1970 into a family where medicine was part of daily life. Her father was a practicing dermatologist, and growing up around him sparked something in her early on. While other kids kept their distance from medical talk, Sandra leaned into it. She became fascinated with skin health and surgery. That curiosity turned into real ambition. She worked hard in school and set her sights on becoming a doctor. Her upbringing gave her discipline, empathy, and a drive to work that would shape everything she did later. Even before medical school, she was already shadowing her father and seeing firsthand how small procedures could completely transform a patient's confidence and quality of life. Those early experiences planted the seeds of a career that would one day reach millions of people through both medicine and media. Sandra Lee went to medical school at Hahnemann University in Philadelphia, and on the very first day of orientation, something life-changing happened. She met Jeffrey Ribish. He was a fellow medical student who also had his sights set on dermatology. What started as a simple introduction quickly grew into something much deeper. They pushed each other through the toughest parts of medical school, the brutal coursework, the long clinical hours, the emotional weight of training. They shared the same vision for their future, a career built on precision medicine and real patient care. After finishing their studies, they got married in 2000, turning a partnership that started in a classroom into a lifelong commitment. Together, they would go on to build a joint dermatology practice that reflected everything they both believed in. After finishing their training, Sandra and Jeffrey moved to Upland, California, and built a dermatology practice that people trusted right away. Their clinic became a go-to place for patients dealing with cysts, lipomas, and other skin conditions that caused real discomfort and embarrassment. As their careers grew, so did their family. They welcomed 2 sons and built a home life that balanced medicine and parenting. The schedules were packed and the demands were constant, but they made it work. Sandra's skill in the operating room and her warmth with patients helped the clinic build a strong reputation. Jeffrey was a steady partner, both at home and at work. Together, they kept the clinic running, raised their kids, and held their family together, even as the outside world started pulling at them from every direction. Sandra Lee's career took a turn nobody could have predicted when TV producers took notice of her work. She had something special, a rare mix of surgical skill, calm confidence under pressure, and a gift for explaining complex procedures in a way that anyone could understand. In 2018, the TLC series Dr. Pimple Popper launched and became a global hit almost immediately. Viewers were hooked, not just by the procedures, but by the powerful human stories behind them. The show grew into multiple seasons and spin-offs, and Sandra became a household name around the world. But even as her fame exploded, she never walked away from her patients. She kept seeing people in person at her practice while also showing up for television production, a dual commitment that demanded a level of energy and discipline that most people simply could not maintain. As her TV career took off, Sandra Lee found herself juggling more than most people ever have to. She was a dermatologist, a TV star, a business owner, and a mom, all at once, all the time. Filming schedules overlapped with clinic hours. Long days at work were followed by family responsibilities at home. She and her husband worked hard to keep things stable for their kids, even as their public lives got bigger and more visible. From the outside, it looked like she was handling everything effortlessly, but the reality was exhausting. The pressure of being great at medicine while also delivering for a global TV audience never let up. Over time, that relentless pace started building into something dangerous beneath the surface, a health crisis quietly forming that nobody around her could see yet. Behind the success in the spotlight, Sandra Lee was dealing with health issues that were not getting the attention they needed. Reports later revealed she had been managing high blood pressure and elevated cholesterol, both serious warning signs for strokes and heart problems. But the demands of her career kept pushing personal health monitoring to the back seat. Long hours, high stress, and almost no real recovery time created a pattern of physical strain that kept building with no real release valve. As her kids left for college, there was hope that life might slow down. Instead, production ramped up on a new series and the pressure intensified. Looking back, it is clear that the combination of unaddressed health risks and nonstop stress created the conditions for a medical emergency. Nobody saw it coming, not even her.
In November 2025, while filming Everything Changed in an Instant, Sandra Lee suddenly started experiencing symptoms that stopped everything cold. Her speech became slurred. One side of her body felt weak. At first, she tried to tell herself it was just stress or exhaustion, but as a trained doctor, she knew better, even as part of her desperately wanted to deny what was happening. People on set saw that something was very wrong and pushed her to get help immediately. She was rushed to the hospital, where imaging confirmed the worst. She had suffered an ischemic stroke caused by a blocked blood vessel in her brain. Brain tissue had already been permanently damaged. What had started as a normal day on set had become a life-threatening emergency that required urgent medical care and would demand months of recovery ahead.
Getting that stroke diagnosis hit Sandra Lee on two levels at once, as a patient and as a doctor. She knew exactly what the diagnosis meant, and that made it even harder to process. The gap between knowing something medically and feeling it personally was devastating. She was hospitalized, stabilized, and put through extensive neurological testing. Production on her series stopped for 2 months. The early weeks of recovery were filled with physical challenges, weakness, speech difficulties, and deep emotional pain. She worried about whether she would ever have the same surgical precision again. She worried about her ability to communicate clearly. She worried about who she would be without the skills that had defined her entire career. For a woman who was always the one in control, the one helping others heal, suddenly being the patient was one of the hardest things she had ever faced.
After the immediate crisis passed, Sandra Lee entered a full structured rehabilitation program: physical therapy, occupational therapy, ongoing medical monitoring. The work was slow and the progress was gradual, but she showed up for it every single day. She also started medication to reduce the risk of another stroke and committed to real lifestyle changes to protect her heart and brain going forward. Emotionally, the recovery was just as demanding as the physical side. Processing a sudden health crisis at the peak of your career takes serious mental strength. Through all of it, her family was her anchor. Her husband and her sons kept her grounded and gave her the support she needed to keep going. She was honest about the lingering effects, occasional speech struggles under stress, changes in physical stamina, but her determination to get back to medicine and television never wavered.
By early 2026, Sandra Lee was stepping back into her professional life, returning to her practice and getting back in front of the cameras. Coming back to filming was a major milestone. It meant something. But the woman who returned was not the same as the one who had collapsed on set. The stroke had shifted her perspective in a fundamental way. She became a louder advocate for preventative care, for managing blood pressure and cholesterol, for reducing stress before it becomes something you cannot come back from. She started protecting her time differently and taking her limits more seriously. Returning to her roles as doctor and TV personality was not simply about getting back to normal. It was about building a new kind of normal, one that was sustainable, healthier, and more honest about what the human body can actually handle over the long run.
Sandra Lee's stroke changed the way many people saw her story. What had looked like superhuman balance, medicine, television, family, all at once, became something much more human and relatable. A story about limits, about risks that grow quietly in the background while life keeps moving. Her willingness to share what happened gave audiences a window into the hidden costs of a high-pressure life. The broader message is clear and important. Being an expert in medicine does not make you immune to getting sick. Even the most knowledgeable, most dedicated professionals have to take care of themselves. Her recovery showed not just physical resilience, but real emotional strength, built with the help of family and medical support. In the end, her story is not just about a health crisis. It is about learning to value your life as much as you value your work, and finding a way forward with more awareness of what truly matters.